way in which we've worked over the last sort of 20 years has evolved massively from most people being office-based to now we expect to be able to work from a coffee shop, from a branch office, head office, in an airport lounge, on multiple devices. But as consumers, we also expect the experience to be the same wherever we are. We've become quite impatient. It's not like going back into a dial-up world from the 1990s, for example. So having that consistency is critical. Your first customer is your internal customer from the organisation. Before then, you could start looking at your external customers as well. So delivering a consistent performance is essential for retaining talent, productivity, just so many reasons. But it is getting more complex. We're becoming more globalised as an organisation or as a society even. And with geographic distance, then IIT challenges only become accelerated because you don't know where a cloud application may be. You may be a long way from an office. You may be in an area which just has very little network connectivity. But as end users, we don't really look to accept that as an excuse. So it is really critical. Some of the key projects that organisations around the world are having challenges with is moving to mainstream SaaS applications. Things like Office 365, it's a challenge for a huge amount of organisations, especially when you're working globally, to make sure the experience is the same. So I think where you have got a common application globally and you want to have all your users accessing it and having the same experiences, that I'd say is some of the key drivers at the moment with looking at technology to help improve that. Most large organisations now, or small even, are looking to go to a cloud-first strategy. But unless you're a cloud-first business that has started in that world, it's going to be a migration. You're coming from one scenario of a corporate data centre or on-premise deployment to cloud. So the question is really, how are you going to get there in that migration? And it won't happen overnight necessarily. So the benefits, I think, of the agility of cloud applications is undisputed. And really now for us, it's to help the organisations understand how you get from A to B. You may never be a total cloud-first organisation. There may be scenarios for security or certain regulated industries which make going that route harder. And so I think that's some of the challenges we need to address. It varies from business to business, sector to sector. I think there is definite benefits in cloud-based applications. Like I said, the agility, the ability to deploy fast and maintain and update and improve the application is undisputed. But in certain industries, it's not always possible, or it's going to be harder to do. So I don't think there is a one-size-fits-all discussion. I think it really does vary. But what's undisputed is there is going to be further mass adoption. As we all as consumers use applications and we expect them to be updated, we expect them to be available, easy to use, highly intuitive, and then we all go to work and we want the same. We want the same level of service. So that is driving it. But in a consumer model, we don't have some of the same concerns that a business-to-business type model would be. We don't have the same security implications, for example, as if I was in the financial services sector or healthcare, for example. As consumers, we don't have the same corporate infrastructure to try and address. And so we as consumers are driving it from what we want as an experience, and businesses are driving it because there are clear business benefits from a cost perspective as well. So it's a push-pull scenario.